Hello everyone! Today I'm going to present to you a tool that I think you will find useful if, like me, you enjoy watching TV shows or films to learn languages. I made a video 2 years ago about how you can watch TV shows with subtitles as a way to improve your target language, because that was the main method I've used a few years ago to learn English. Back when I was learning English, I'd watched tons and tons of TV shows and films, and I believe that really helped me to improve my vocabulary, get a better grasp of the grammar, and also improve my listening skills. Granted, that's not the only thing you should be doing if your objective is to have a well-rounded proficiency in your language, but if you're looking to improve your listening skills, then that might just be the thing to do. Walter, who created the Chrome extension Masterlang, which allows you to change the way subtitles work when you're watching TV shows or films on Netflix, Disney+, and Amazon Prime, wanted me to review his extension, and I'm going to talk about my review in this video. At first, before I even got to try the extension, I thought it would only be a pale copy of Learn Languages with Netflix, but actually after trying it, there are a few features which I think are very effective and very useful, and this is exactly why I decided to talk about it on my channel. Full disclaimer, this is not a paid video, so you can expect my honest opinion, and this is exactly what you'll get. Now let's take a proper look at the extension together. The way Masterlang works is by installing a Chrome extension which improves the way subtitles work. I'm going to use as an example Netflix because this is what I've used to test the extension, but when you activate your subtitles on Netflix, you normally just have the subtitles you selected. That's when the extension comes in. When you're still learning the language and watching subtitles, there's going to be times when you don't understand some words or the general meaning of a dialogue. In my time, if I may say, I used to simply use a dictionary, but Masterlang makes the process faster because by just pressing the space bar on your keyboard, it gives you a side-by-side translation of the subtitles. It's such a time saver because it means that you don't have to pause your show for ages to look up the word in a dictionary and lose track of what's happening. That can be a nice alternative to the typical stop the show and write it down, because you can decide not to worry about the phrase or word in the moment and simply save it for review at a later time. Now let's talk about the negatives, which really aren't negatives, but they're more things that you should be aware of before you try the extension. The first thing is that while it does a very good job at translating the subtitles, sometimes, not always, but sometimes the translation is going to be a little bit inaccurate. I don't think it's necessarily the extension's fault, because you can't expect an extension to do the job of a qualified translator, but it's still something to be aware of. However, I don't think it has to be a deal breaker, because I remember back then when I was watching TV shows with subtitles, I didn't have this amazing tool to translate the subtitles, but what I only needed really was to understand the gist of the dialogue, and I didn't need a proper translation. So in a way, it can help you to focus on just getting the general meaning rather than having a proper translation, which actually might lead you to getting used to always translating everything in your head. And the second criticism I wanted to point out is that there isn't really an automated way to generate flashcards, because personally I love using flashcards to revise vocab, like Anki and things like that. So it's a bit of a shame, because that means that you might have to just, do it yourself mechanically, if I may say so, having a vocab book or doing your own flashcards, why not? Having said that, Walter did tell me that on tiny cards you can generate the vocab automatically. I haven't tried it, but it's something to maybe be aware of if you use tiny cards. Overall, I would still recommend the extension, because I remember back then when I was watching a lot of TV shows and films with subtitles, I wish I had this kind of tool which would have made the process of looking up some words or the meaning of a phrase much easier. But thanks to this extension, hopefully the process of watching TV shows with subtitles will be a bit smoother and less frustrating. Also, the extension is still pretty new, so for sure, if it gets enough attention, there will be more improvements made on it, and it will just make it even better. So that's it for this review. I hope you will find the extension as useful as I did, and I will see you next week. Bye!